Okay, so we're back with another video. This video is gonna be what if Asta and what if Asta was blessed by the gods, and on Friday you guys should be receiving what if Asta and were Silvas. As of right now, that should be coming, but I have like a few more things to do with the script, and then we're gonna be pretty much done. I'm gonna post it. So yeah, let's get into the video. We start this off as we would see Yami, Gordon, Finral, and Asta walking through a portal to the Black Bull's base. Once they get there, Asta would open the door to the base, but would have to dodge a small fireball. And shortly after, Yami, of course, would hit the wall, yelling for everyone to stop breaking stuff, with the Black Bulls gathering around asking if they have any new recruits. Yami would introduce Asta, and Asta would give them a bright smile and say hello. Finral will still introduce everyone as the same in canon, saying they're good people and stuff like that. And Magna will still want Asta to do the baptism, which he agrees to. For the physical portion of the baptism, it would go the same for Asta, just a lot less yelling. And for the fight part, he would still go against Magna. The fight wouldn't really be much. Magna would start throwing small fireballs at Asta, but Asta will use the Demon Dweller sword, which looks like the clean version that Lick uses. It's not all rusted and black and stuff, because that looks disgusting in my opinion. He will use the Demon Dweller sword to cut them, dispelling the attacks, as eventually Magna would send his final attack at Asta, that Asta either had to dodge or deflect, and to the surprise of everyone, Asta would use the flat part of the Demon Dweller sword to send the attack back at Magna, with him canceling the attack before it hits him. The Black Bulls would have the same interaction with Asta afterwards, and Vanessa would tell Asta to take off his shirt, as she would put the Black Bull's insignia on the back of it, as well as making him a Black Bull scarf. So he looks like the thumbnail now. I'm pretty sure I have the picture of him in the thumbnail that he's supposed to look like. So he has the black shirt and the scarf now. So, as she thinks Asta would look good with a scarf. Everyone would be celebrating the arrival of a new member outside, as unknowingly to most of them, there was someone looking down at them, watching the entire thing, as she's quite intrigued in the other newbie being able to sense relatively high mana reserves. Later in the day, we will see Magna showing Asta to his room, as Magna says that it really isn't much about Asta, with smiles saying that he loves it, as he would have flashbacks to having to sleep in the same room as other kids in the church, as his smile would widen as Magna leaves. Asta would of course clean his room and then sleep. The next morning, Asta will wake up as he goes to exit his room, but stops just before hitting a pillar, as he would have a confused look on his face as he turns to see Magna, as Magna tells him that the base shifts around all the time and to not worry about it. Asta and Magna will begin to tour around the base, with Magna telling Asta all the chores he needs to do and the normal stuff he tells him in canon. The two would be walking to an exit when they would see a silver-haired girl standing in front of them, as Asta, being the kind person he is, he would go up to her, extending his hand, introducing himself to the girl, as we know. And as the girl that we know as Noelle would slap his hand away, saying, "Don't touch me, you filthy insect," with Asta saying sorry, like, since he's nice, he wouldn't like just try to get mad, and he'd just say my bad and stuff like that. Magna would speak up, saying that you shouldn't call your squad mates insects, with Noelle looking at Magna with a disgusted look, saying, "You definitely don't have the right to talk to me. You barely have any mana reserves, less than this gray-haired guy, so don't talk to me. You're just pathetic." With this being said, Magna would get angry and begin to yell at Noelle, with the outcome being nearly the same, as Noelle would end up shooting a water ball at Magna instead of like aiming at Asta, and the ball would still curve and hit the wall. So yeah, and her walking off in frustration, throwing her robe off, saying that she quits, which pisses off Magna. Later that day, Asta would begin to wander around looking for a new training spot, when he would have to dodge a water ball coming to hit him. Asta would recognize this as Noelle's magic, as he would go to where the water ball came from, as he would see Noelle struggling to hit the target. As he would begin to walk up to her, he wanted to help her since he understood that she couldn't control her magic. Noelle would see Asta and would begin to freak out, since she doesn't want to be judged or made fun of again, which would make her mana go out of control. Sitting the mana outside, the Black Bulls would all go outside to see what's happening, and they would see Noelle and a giant out of control water spear, practically about to drown herself, and Asta flying up to the water spear on a broom with his demon duelist sword in hand. Once Asta reaches the spear, he would begin to rapidly slash the spear using his enhanced speed due to having holy light magic, which I don't think I covered this to begin with, but his holy light magic isn't golden, it's white, it's pure white, so that's just a small detail. I don't think I ever said anything about that in part 1 or 2, so yeah, that's if I didn't say anything about that. Due to the slashes, the sphere would begin to collapse and Noelle begin to fall until Asta catches her and lands holding Noelle bottle style and sitting her down. Once Noelle is sitting on the ground, she would begin to shiver, thinking about how they were all going to make insults about her and make fun of her for not having control of her magic, but to her surprise, Asta would give her a kind and sympathetic smile and says, you should have let me talk before you freaking out. I was going to ask if you wanted help, as he reaches out his hand as Noelle hesitantly grabs it while blushing. As the other Black Bulls would come over saying the same things as her and Kennen. I kind of forgot what they said. I know Vanessa said something about helping her find some magical tool to help. That's something I remember any of the Bible was saying, so yeah. Everyone would go back into the base and call it a day, with Noelle going to sleep thinking about Asta. The next day would arrive and Asta and Noelle would be seen around the base doing chores, with Noelle helping this time instead of watching Asta, because Asta asked and she did it. She did it easily, because in this I'm gonna say that she actually accepts her feelings for Asta instead of just tsundere Noelle and Kennen. So she knows that she likes him. So that's gonna be a big thing for Noelle. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Dang, I need to get done this video. I'm tired of this room. The two would eventually make it to the beast cage, as Noelle would hide behind Asta, scared, causing Asta to laugh and Noelle to pout. Asta would grab the beast's food as he would put his hand in the cage, and Noelle would look in horror and asking, Asta, what are you doing? They're gonna rip your hand off, shivering a bit at the end. To Noelle's surprise, the beast would take the food from Asta and even let him pet them. As Asta would begin to say, for some reason, most animals around me seem to calm down. It's been like this ever since I was a kid. Every animal I encounter, hostile or not, they always seem to calm down in my presence. This is going to be because his holy light magic. I thought it was going to be okay. I don't really care. So if the animal isn't if it's just a hostile animal that just naturally attacks if it sees something, then it's going to be perfectly fine. But if it's an animal that has been, infected by something and it's very agitated, then it's still going to attack them. But if Asta can cause this animal to calm down, then it calms down. Yeah, so. This would of course surprise Noelle. The two will begin a little conversation about it, but will stop as they hear footsteps followed by laughter. When they turn, they would see both Yami and Magna nearly naked, only being covered by their magic night robes. Without Asta really thinking, he covers Noelle's eyes as he glares at Yami and Magna, with Magna having shivers go down his spine and Yami just having a deadpan stare. We time skip around 5 minutes, as it's just after Asta and Noelle have been told that they're going to a mission to kill boars in Saucy Village, with Noelle not really being satisfied. We skip outside as we see Magna begin to brag about how beautiful this crazy cyclone is, with Asta and Noelle saying otherwise, as Noelle would ask Asta if she can ride on his broom with him while blushing, and Asta would say sure with a smile, and the two would begin to go. Noelle, while Asta is flying the broom, she would notice that he has perfect control of his broom, which would kind of make her jealous, but also very impressed. The group would eventually make it to Saucy Village a lot quicker due to the fact that Magna isn't carrying 3 people, and Asta is very proficient with mana control. Oh my god, I hate this. And also, Magna didn't use up nearly the same amount of mana that he does in canon, so you have to. He's not gonna be as useless, even though he wasn't even that useless. Don't harass me in the comments because I said Magna was a little bit useless. Don't harass me. Don't harass me. Don't harass me. Anyway, Asta and Magna would swiftly take up the boards with Noelle, even taking out a few with the encouragement of Asta to help her. The group would be making their way to the village with the boars. When they arrived at the village, Magna would instantly notice something is wrong and alert the two about it. Asta would close his eyes as he begins to focus on sensing as he can sense that all the fog is made of magic. He would pull out the Demon Dweller sword and begin to slice the fog, dispersing it, as he tells Magna to direct him to the center of the village as Magna does so. Once they get to the center of the village, they would notice dozens of ice shards hovering over the villagers and an old man laying on the ground nearly dead. And wasting no time, Magna would fire scattered shots, breaking all the ice, and Asta would rush to the old man using holy light magic. Heavenly healing. I hate speaking. Holy light magic, heavenly healing garden. As holy light magic would begin to surround the villagers, healing all sicknesses, wounds, and even getting rid of hunger that any of the village suffered from. And yeah, like I said, holy light magic heals any injury. So if you have the smallest bit of life, it can heal you from it. It can heal you from any injury and bring you back to life. Or not bring you back to life. If you're just on the verge of death, if he can get to you quickly, then he can heal you. But if you die, then you're dead. GG's, my guy. And this spell would also heal the chief completely, but he stays unconscious. This show of healing magic would shock and surprise everyone as the Ice Mage will begin to talk. You have such incredible magic power and healing spells, but yet you decide to waste it protecting these people who are no better than mindless beasts. Magna would get angry and begin to rush at Heath, but Heath would shoot ice at Magna, and it would... What? He jumps out of the way, and if he jumps out of the way, the villagers will get hurt, so Magna stays and tries to take the hit. As he closes his eyes and wait for impact, but it never happens, so he opens his eyes. When he opens his eyes, he would see that the ice is split in half and Asta is standing a few feet in front of him. Asta would disappear and reappear beside one of the cloaked mages and hit him on the head, knocking him out, as he does it to the other hooded mages, which would distract Heath as Magna would shoot scatter shots at him, but it would get blocked by Heath, who reacted fast. Heath would begin to shoot ice at the villagers, but these attacks would miss due to the fact that Asta and Magna are blocking them. Seeing that Asta and Magna are having to balance fighting Heath and protecting the villagers, Noelle would begin to consider running, but would throw any of these ideas out of the window as a little girl tugs on her clothes, asking if she'll protect them. This would cause Noelle to unlock Sea Dragon's lair, like in canon, allowing Asta and Magna to focus on Heath. Seeing that Noelle unlocked a new spell, Asta would turn back. Asta would look back with a proud smile before he would soon look back at Heath. Magna would begin to turn. Magna would begin to shoot as many scatter shots as he can at Heath with the remaining amount of mana he has, in which Heath would block, causing a little bit of steam to rise. Once the steam goes down, Heath would look back at them, but would notice one of them is missing. Heath would begin to look around him, but Heath would begin to look around trying to find Asta, but once he looks up, he would see Asta coming down with a downward slash. As Heath would put up an ice dome, but to his surprise, Asta would slice straight through it, slicing Heath on the chest, making it gush out blood, knocking him out. We time skip to when the mages wake up, as everything would have been solved. All the villagers are fine, the chief is alive, and yeah. Heath would wake up to see Asta, Noelle, and Magna, as the same things would happen, like they would begin to question him, as Heath would end up killing them and allowing one mage to go back, reporting Asta's healing spell instead of the anti-magic, because I'm pretty sure one of them got away and reported to Lit, quote-unquote Lit, that one of them has magic that seems to cancel out all magics, but he reported that too, but not as much as he like talked about Asta's healing spell, which I'm pretty sure people like see Mimosa as like this healing genius, like this person that will take up after Owen, who I'm pretty sure is like the best healing mage in the kingdom. So they see Mimosa as like the one that has the most potential to take up the mantle of being the best healing mage in the country. But after seeing Asta's healing spells, Noel knows that Asta is the best healing mage instead of Owen, which he is. Don't test my guy. He is. He's cold. This man's graceful. Okay, anyway. The whole talk with the grandson would go a little bit different since the chief isn't dead. But it would still end up with Asta encouraging the kid to chase his dreams. And Nero would still bring Asta the magic stone, and the chief would give it to him as a gift. The group would head back to the base. We time skip later tonight as we see Asta in his room just thinking about the day, as he would stop once he hears somebody at the door. Asta would go to the door and open it to see Noelle in her night clothes blushing. Asta would say hello and ask if something is wrong, and Noelle's blush would deepen as she would say, "No, nothing is wrong, but I just can't sleep, and I was wondering if I could sleep in here." This would make Asta blush as he would say sure and let her in. Around 5 minutes of awkward silence would go by, and eventually Noelle would turn to Asta, leaning onto him, and begin to go to sleep, getting comfortable. And Asta would put his arm around Noelle and go to sleep. So that's gonna be the end of the video. I probably rushed it like it ain't nothing, so don't talk to me about it. I'm making this on what day is it? Sunday. This video is getting recorded on Sunday, May the 16th. So a day before tomorrow, so I'm gonna edit today and then I'm gonna release it tomorrow. I'm probably gonna do a preview, a premiere or something like that like I can have. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so of course you can see that this ship is gonna be Noelle. I just wanted to have Noelle for this ship. Don't harm me in the comments. Don't cause me any pain, because I know people could be deadly about these ships. Anyway, if anybody have any what if suggestions that they want to see me do, then comment them. I'm probably gonna like do 4 active series at the same time, and then once one series gets done, I'm gonna start a new one. So if I already have 3 of those series going, that being What If Asta and You Know Where Silva's, What If Asta was blessed by the gods, and What If Asta had the elemental fairy spirits. So I need 1 more series to make that 4. So if anybody has any suggestions, or I could just make my own, which I could, but I honestly don't have any series that are ready yet. So if anybody wants to give me a suggestion, if I know what they're talking about, because I watch a lot of like 12 episode animes, so I don't watch a lot of shonen animes. So yeah, if I know what you're talking about, if I finished anime, then I can do it. I'm still watching Bleach. I know somebody told me to do What If Asta Had Quincy powers, which Quincy's are cool, but I haven't like watched Bleach to the fullest yet, so I'm still like mad confused. And for some reason I decided to watch filler arcs. So I'm still on like the what's that filler called again? Dang, I forgot the arc. It's like a filler arc. I'm enjoying it decently. So yeah, I still need to watch it though. So I can't do anything that has related to Bleach yet until I finish it. And I'll tell y'all whenever I do finish Bleach if y'all wanna have any like animes or anime Asta what if that I can. What if you guys have any and what if suggestions that include somebody having powers from Bleach? I know the basic things of Bleach, and I know it's like some spoilers, because I don't really care much for spoilers. So yeah, that should be the end of it, right? Yeah, I think it is. I'm out of here.